Okay, you're going to need a multiplication table for this. Okay, you have a line. Now, a few days ago, we looked at a line and found the slope. Now they're going to tell you 2 points that are on the line, and you have to find the slope of the line. Okay. Okay, so calculate the slope with the given points. So if you don't remember doing that assignment, I'm going to flip it back. Okay. Just watch. Okay. Slope of a line, start up with the arrow on the left, right there's the starting point. Okay, just remember a slope, it's rise over run. Okay, so the slope here, I would have to go up first with the rise, so positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4. So slope, the rise is 4. Then the run is 1. Then you would reduce it. Okay, 4 and 1 only appear in the first row, so it would stay 4. Dividing by 1 you can, but it's still 4 over 1. Okay, it's a ratio of rise to run. Because watch this, the reason why it's 4 over 1, up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. Okay, it just keeps on doing the same thing. Okay, look at another one here. Okay, just watch. Okay, so the point here, I start with the point on the left, okay? This is not your left. Do not start there. It's not up, bottom up, okay? Start with that, okay? Okay, right there is the starting one. Okay, so I'd have to go down, so the rise would be -1, -2, -3, -4. The run would be +1, +2. I always run positive, okay? Okay, so 4 and 2. Okay, those are both in the second row, so we could divide those both by 2, and that's going to be -2 over 1, okay? Because watch this, down 2, forward 1, down 2, 1, down 2, 1, down 2, 1, down 2, 1. It's a never-ending rate, okay? Okay, so here's the first problem. Now we're not going to be able to see a line every single time, okay? Make your 8 boxes. You're not going to see the line every single time. You need to know how to take 2 XY coordinate points and find the slope of the line that way. So XY, XY. What you do all the time is you go, it's Y minus Y, X minus X. Now, what order do we want to do this? We want to start with the coordinate that has the higher X. So 4 and 6, 6 is higher. So 6 goes to the bottom, 8 goes to the top, always. Y on top, X on bottom. That's why I always tell you it's Y over X, Y per X. Then 4 to the bottom, 2 to the top. You can make them plus, negative. So it's going to be 6 over 2. Now you go to your multiplication table. Here's 2, here's 6. You can reduce that by 2. So it means divide by 2 because they're both in the second row. So 3 over 1 is the answer. Okay. And a slope is called M for some reason. For some reason they call it M. Okay, next one. -3, 0. 2, -5. This is pretty much all we're doing on this assignment. So Y minus Y, X minus X. So what do you want to start with? Well, -3, 2. You look at your X's, okay? I think that one's the higher one. So 2 on the bottom, -5 on the top. Then -3 to the bottom, 0 to the top. Plus negative if you want, but it's just -5. Now on bottom, minus -3 would be plus plus. So that's 5. Now, if you have the same number, you divide by that number, 5. So it would be -1 over 1. Okay, means every time the line goes down 1, it moves forward 1. Okay, next problem. -5, 3, -8, 10. So first, y minus y, x minus x finds the slope. By the way, put m equals out front. Okay, so compare your x's. What's bigger? -5 is bigger than -8, okay? So -5 to the bottom, 3 to the top, okay? -8 to the bottom, 10 to the top. So that's plus negative, that's plus plus. You can make that plus negative if you want, I don't know why. 3 plus -10 is -7, -5 plus 8 is 3. Now 7 and 3 are I can only find those together in the first row. So you can divide by 1, but they would just stay -7 over 3. So that's your slope. M equals -7 over 3. Okay. Okay, next one. It's pretty much all you do on this. 9, 4, 0, 1. So xy, xy. Again, it's y minus y, x minus x, okay? So look at your x's, 9 and 0. Well, 9's higher. I want to start with that one because I don't want a negative on the bottom. That's why I start with the higher one before the minus, the higher x. I don't care if I have a negative on top. I just don't want it on bottom. Then 0, 1. So that's 3/9. Now 3 and 9 are both in the third row, so you divide by 3. 1 over 3. M equals 1 over 3, so 1/3. Okay. Next one, we have a line. These are the 2 points. You just don't see them, okay, but they're there. Now what's the deal here? You don't have a higher x, they're the same, okay? So negative, doesn't matter what you start with. Plus negative, plus plus. So it's -5 over 0. Now, if you have 0, don't do your multiplication. Take your calculator and divide -5 by 0. If it says error, then you write m equals undefined. It's an undefined slope. You'll see what undefined means later, but for now, if you divide a number by 0, okay, do it on your calculator. If it says error undefined, I want you punching that into the calculator, okay? Next one, 6, -4, 4, -4. xy, xy. Okay, compare the x's. I would want to start with this one because that has the higher x. I don't care about the y's when I'm deciding what to start with. So 6, -4. You're like, well, why don't you? I care about the x's because I don't want to end up with a negative on the bottom. Plus negative plus plus. -4 plus 4 is 0. 6 plus -4 is 2. Now, I still want you going on the calculator. -5 divided by 0 was undefined, but 0 divided by 2, I'm not going to get that error message. I got 0. So you put 0. So if 0's on top, you're going to get 0. If 0's on bottom, you're going to get undefined divided by 0. Okay, next problem. 1, 2, 7, 7. Okay, so y minus y, x minus x. Now make a comparison of the x's, 1 and 7. That's your higher one. So 7 on top, 7 on bottom. Then 2 on top, 1 on bottom. So it's 5 over 6. 5 and 6 are both in the first row, so the only thing you could possibly divide by is 1, which wouldn't change it. It would be 5, 6. M equals 5, 6. Okay, next one. 3, 4, and negative 5, 0. So y minus y, x minus x. So minus minus, you got to know what you're starting with. Positive 3 and negative 5. Positive 3 is bigger than negative 5. Okay? Positive is always bigger than a negative. So you have 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. Negative 5, 0. Plus plus. So it's 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, you need to go, I know 4 and 8 are both in the second row, but you got to look down further because they're also both in the fourth row. You need to take the row that's furthest down. Okay, you want to divide by the bigger the number you can divide by, the better. 4 is bigger than 2. So 4 and 8 are in the fourth row, so I divide by 4. That's 1/2. M equals 1/2. Okay. Okay, next up, I've got 3, 1 and negative 5, 3. XY, XY. So to find the slope without seeing the graph, without measuring the slope, I use the formula y minus y, x minus x. Okay. Alright, so let's talk about the x's. Well, I just did that one. Okay. Didn't I? Pretty sure. No, I didn't. My bad. I'm sorry. So 3, 1, negative 5, 3. Compare the x's. That's your highest one, okay? You start with that one. Just trust me. Make life a lot easier. 3 to the bottom, 1 on the top. The negative 5 on the bottom, 3 on the top. Plus, negative, plus, plus. 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, see, divide, divide. So 2 and 8. Here's 2, here's 8. They're both in the second row. So divide by 2. That'd be negative 1/4. They have to be in the same row. You're dividing by the greatest common factor. M equals, okay? Okay, negative 5, negative 4, and 1, negative 2. Okay, negative 5 to positive. Okay, so that one's the big, got the higher x. Okay, so 1 to the bottom, negative 2 to the top, negative 5 on the bottom, negative 4 on top. So plus, 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 plus. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. 1 plus 5 is 6. So I look at 2 and 6. Okay, so 2 and 6 are in the second row. So we divide by 2. That's 1/3. Okay, so M equals 1/3. Okay, and then the last one, we have negative 6, negative 6, and negative 2, negative 2. So XY, XY. Okay, compare them. Compare the x's. Negative 6, negative 2, what's bigger? Well, they're both negative. The smaller the negative, the bigger, larger the value. So negative, this one's we're starting with first. Okay, so negative 2 on bottom, negative 2 on top, negative 6 on bottom, negative 6 on top. Both those go plus, plus. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. I got the same number, so I don't use my chart. I divide by 4. Okay. It'll be 1/1. Okay. M equals 1/1.